Hey y'all, Dr. Locke here, y'all. So I'm a plastic surgeon in Nashville, but all right, y'all had a good day today. So, public service announcement. So basically, a little bit about. I'm just going to summarize like why I'm doing this and why am I doing this now. So, finished clinic, ran to the emergency room, and then now I'm in a pickup line. But I keep in the emergency room. I keep seeing similar things, right? Because what happens is I'm a plastic surgeon on call. I'll get called basically to see people who maybe they went out of state or and couldn't get in touch with their surgeon, so they're in the emergency room, or they lost trust in their surgeon, so they're in the emergency room with the issue, and they're just like stranded, right? And hopefully, like, and I'm going to be honest because it's hard as a plastic surgeon to take on the surgery someone else has done, right? Because I wasn't there. I don't know what happened initially, and here I am coming in when there's this devastating complication, picking up the pieces, right? Like it's a really difficult situation to be in. So this is my public service announcement. If you are in a situation and it doesn't feel right, because every time I sit down and I really get the story, at some point they're like, it kind of what didn't feel right, like, or this, it just, and you still went forward, right? But my point is this: if you're in a situation and you're like, this doesn't feel right, like, I don't know about this, just stop and ask yourself about, is this right? Is this the right time? Right? Like, you never want to let your budget or price drive your decision, right? Because whenever plastic surgery is going to be really, really, really low, like really, really, I'm just going to say it, really, really cheap, the reality is that you have to ask yourself, why is it cheap? Well, because, if you're running a mill and you getting 5-10 surgeries a day, well, you can make it cheap because you can meet your expenses. You can make a lot of profit that way. But the problem is the follow-up care. So this my other thing, public service announcement. Ask yourself, results matter, right? Like, I'm going to say that too. Like, you want to make, obviously good results matter, etc. But ask yourself, if there's a problem, am I going to be stranded? Ask yourself, when you go to the consults, ask, what happens if there's a complication? Am I ever going to have trouble getting in touch with somebody, right? Like, ask these questions and make sure that treat the result as much as important as your safety. They're just as important, right? If not safety, like being like more important. But you want to ask yourself, if something happens, if there's a complication, am I going to be stranded? Am I going to have help? Because what happens is I'm a plastic surgeon on call, right? And it gets complicated because you're in a situation you can't reach anybody. You're ended up in the emergency rooms, just stranded, looking for help. And it matters, y'all. Like, it matters when you choose that you can get in touch with your surgeon after that. You're not going to be stranded, that you won't have trouble getting help if you need help. Like, this is serious. Like, these surgeries are not small surgeries. These are big surgeries. It's not in and out. And, it's like this. Let's say I want to start playing tennis. I probably should get a coach because I never played tennis before. Well, this plastic surgery, you never had plastic surgery. You don't know anything about plastic surgery. And what you're getting about plastic surgery from TikTok, from YouTube, Instagram there's not professionals. These are people who suddenly are experts who are not really experts, right? Like, people who've had surgery just sharing their experiences. Like, you need a coach. You need to make sure that the plastic surgeon, the team you have, are going to coach you through the process, and you're not going to be stranded, right? But that's my public service announcement for today, y'all. I've seen this a lot more lately, and I just felt the need to do this. All right, y'all. Hope this helps someone. Please save and share.